You gonna bring up your name being spelled wrong?
Man, I'm gonna bring up that. You know, I always bring up my name being spelled wrong. I hate that.
Welcome back to Living the Hustle on Location. I'm your host, Laura Marcel. This weekend is Labor Day weekend, and you already know everyone is doing their big bash, including the Labor Day weekend comedy jam. We got a chance to catch up with funny men representing Houston, Texas in a major way, Ali Siddiq, as he was hosting the comedy jam, which featured Tony Rock, Brad Grant, Linnell, and Michael Blackson. We got a chance to catch up with the host of the show, Ali Siddiq, the Thinking Man's comic.
Not from Houston, Texas? You rep Houston so hard.
Yeah, this is where I live at. This is where I live at. This is where I started my career at. You know, so it's H-Town all the way. So that's what we gonna go with. I'm just from the earth though. I don't claim. I'm not into all that Jim Crow racism. South versus North, North versus South, East versus West. I'm just here chilling in Houston, in H-Town, representing the H.
Now, I've been following your career for a minute. You've been grinding very hard. You've been on several comedy specials. You've been on TV. Tell me, how have you remained so consistent with your career? Because comedy right now is, most people, their attention span of the audience is so short.
Man, I don't really know how I maintain. I just keep thriving, because, my thing is comics, we don't retire, we die. So I don't have nothing else to do. So I just keep putting out stuff, keep jumping on things, and staying consistent. Yeah, that's what I do. I stay consistent. That's what it is. I stay consistent.
How do you find new material?
Man, I don't know. My material is based on life. So as long as I'm living, I got something new to talk about. Something happens every day. There's a man just said he got a 19-inch penis and he should be on disability because it's ruining his life. I said, no, you need to join the circus. Sell tickets to see that thing or something.
Now, one of the last comedy shows I saw you in, you did a lot of different political stuff, and I really loved it because the audience received it. Like you said, you talk about real life stuff. Have you used your own life experiences when you talk about in your comedy skits?
Yeah, all the time. Things that happen to me, and I have political satire, I have personal satire. I have. I don't really have no make-believe fantasy stuff, but, I read the paper a lot and go through our history. There's a lot of things out there to talk about,
Do you think right now with the way that comedy is and people being so PC that it's hard to be in-your-face type of comic that can really take it there?
No, not at all. I think that comedy is the last uncensored art, like poetry. Nobody, in movies, they have what they call test lines to see if the line work. In comedy, you just have a test audience. You go out there and you test whatever you're going to say against the audience. If it's, I don't say anything for shock value. If somebody's shocked by something I'm saying, that means they not keeping up with the times or they don't know history. Or, like I was just, doing a show and I said something about Nat Turner killed 100 slave masters in one night, and this dude was shocked. He was like, well, I ain't never heard of Nat Turner. I said, I don't know. That's, y'all in the Martin Luther King world. Y'all just, all y'all talk about is the peaceful people.
Okay, then. Right now with comedy, we talk about, a lot of people have talked about Bill Cosby. Would you think you would ever mention Bill Cosby, or what do you think about that whole situation?
When I did talk about Bill Cosby, I talked about the conspiracy of it, because it's a lot to that. It's just like I never talked about Michael Jackson because it just didn't add up to me, because especially being somebody who's actually tried to get into the mind of child molesters, and all of them have said, unbeknownst to them that I was even picking up on it, all of them said that they started young. They had been doing it for years. So Michael Jackson, almost 49 years old, and then start molesting people. I said it just didn't add up. Like with Bill, it's something behind it to me, because he's been around for a long time, man. And then he wanted to buy the network, had the money to buy it. Then all of a sudden, it's all these allegations of what. And then some of these things just don't add up to me. No matter how many people saying it, it just don't add up. Even in the same deposition where they said, well, Bill, like the one who's just so damaging, they said that Bill admitted to giving the girl a Quaalude. Had no choice. because in that same deposition, the girl who he admitted to giving it to said that she took it from him willingly, her and her friend, in the same deposition. But nobody goes down and read the fine line. This is like the newspaper. If I was charged with rape, that would be on the front page. But then if I get acquitted, that's by the obituary section. Nobody reads. You know, they don't never apologize as loud as they accuse.
Do you think the media like destroys people's careers or their their persona, especially now with social media? You put it out there and people take it for what is the truth.
I don't really think it's just the media. I think it's a combination of the media and the ignorance of the people. You know, the people, man, I wish people had some sort of mindset of trying to find out the truth about things. They just go, it's what they call a court of public opinion. And the court of public opinion is flawed, very flawed.
So right now, you're on this Labor Day comedy tour thing. Tell me a little bit about that. And you hosting, right?
I just found out that I was hosting. I looked on the thing with my name was spelled wrong, and I didn't think it was me. I don't know who. My name is spelled Siddiq. I don't know who is Sadd. I don't know that person. I don't acknowledge him. I don't know. He's a stranger. It's like somebody spelling your name wrong. You don't know who that is.
But you still gonna host, right?
Yeah, they gotta get my money first. Yeah, I need my money first. I don't care who name up there.
Do you still have to deal with that sometimes, like promoters being a little janky?
No, I really don't. I have a really good agency, man. Innovative Arts. They really good about getting my money. They want theirs, so they got to get mine. Man, I need to be an agency because if you have 10 artists and you getting a percentage off all of them, you caked up. But you also doing a lot of work. They also do a lot of work, and I think that I'm special because I don't live in LA, and they just work just as hard for me as they do the comics in LA.
How do you get to that point where you'll find an agency that don't want to do that for you?
I think being consistent, and then I think they see my hustle, so I get things that on my own a lot, and then they's like, okay, well, obviously this kid is doing what he's supposed to do, but I've been out here 17 years, going on 18. So it's, to keep finding ways, and definitely the creator, keeps blessing me with things.
This has been another exclusive behind the scenes with Livin the Hustle. Remember to follow us on the web at Livin the Hustle. Make sure and drop the G. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for more exclusive clips that you didn't see on this episode today. And don't forget, we've partnered with hiphopweekly.com. You want to see what we're talking about there. So until next time, how are you living your hustle?
Welcome back to Livin the Hustle on location.